Here we go. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the KastKing channel. My name is Ethen Preston. I'm a KastKing Pro Team member. In this video, I want to talk to you about how I like to do a little sneaky trick in the springtime, especially up here in the Midwest, to catch you more bass. Now, this isn't a technique or something specific pattern that has to be just in the Midwest, but what I've found fishing all across the country is that it is even better up here than it is, say, down south, stuff like that. And that really has to do with boat docks. And what you end up having is when somebody power loads or loads their boat on their dock or lift with the big motor, their outboard, stuff like that, you have a spot where it's all blown out. You see them at boat ramps all the time, people power loading, and there's a spot where just the dirt and rock or sand, whatever, gets blown out, okay? And what I'm specifically fishing is those blowouts. Today I'm going to be using a jig. I'll go over my rod reel and line setup and stuff like that here in a second. But let's run over here to a good stretch of docks and see if the fish are sitting on there. Kind of show you what I'm talking about using electronics on what those blowout spots look like. That quickly you can have it. Look at that fish. Smoked it, choked it down the hatch. So the great thing about these spots is not only are they great pre-spawn spots, depending on how active it is, a fish could spawn right there, pre-spawn, but also the cool thing about this spot, post-spawn. Look at this fish, super skinny. Looks like he needs to eat some. All head. This is a typical post-spawn fish right here. They're going to use those same spots. We got a little bit of a lipstick there as well. First cast, right up underneath the pontoon motor. There we go. Fish just like that. Fish is a lot bigger than I thought it was when I went to flip it. There we go. Next dock. Pre-spawner. See the tail's all beat up right there? Okay, red tail, fat. This girl, lady, dude, whatever. It's a male up there making a bed, or it's a female trying to lay eggs. Rash is on the belly. This is a pre-spawn fish, okay? Under the same, next dock over 20-30 yards away, but under the same concept. A hard, blown out spot casted right underneath the motor of that pontoon as well. So there we go. I'm trying to illustrate what we're talking about here. This is my 360 transducer right there on the boat that's spinning around. I'm going to try to show you what a blowout looks like underneath that prop, where the water is pushed out when they go to load this pontoon up. So I've got two different views here. Try and hold as still as I can in the weeds, but any of this hot or bright spots, those are the poles to the dock. What we're looking at is this spot right here where it's dark in the shadow. It's a little bit easier to see right here. So this is the pontoon lift. This is the dock right here with the poles. That little dark line is where that motor, when they go to put it on the lift, blows all the sand and stuff on when they go to wedge it on there. So fish are going to sit on these dock poles. They're going to sit on all of this stuff. But my first cast is always right underneath where that motor prop is sitting, because there's that hole sitting there, that little divot in depression. And that's where you're going to get the shadow, like right here. That shadow right there, it's the same view here, it's just a different little coloring. That shadow right there, that's what we're looking for and targeting. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you learned something in this video on highlighting not only just docks themselves and the shade pockets and the arms to the docks and the boat lifts and stuff like that, but specifically what I want to talk to you about, hopefully I got the point across, is those blowouts behind the boat motors. Today we were just using a 1/2 ounce jig. I tried to match the bluegill presence in the lake. There are some crappies, but most of the time when you're getting up around this area where I'm at in North Dakota, Minnesota, stuff like that, the Midwest, try and match your hatch the best. The bluegills aren't real bright colored yet, so I kind of went with a brownish black jig, 1/2 ounce, a flappy trailer, your favorite craw trailer, stuff like that. That isn't as important to me as the rod setup. in this instance, yes, you want to match color your jig, but I played around with lots of colors of jigs this time of year. Today, using the KastKing Pro G2. This is 7.1 medium heavy. A lot of the other videos I've talked about the 7.4 heavy. 7.4 heavy is probably my favorite all-around cover rod if there was weeds. Now in the summer, when we get up in some of these docks, I'll still fish those blowout spots, but I'm mainly just fishing the whole docks themselves for resident fish in the summer. Like again, I'll talk about that later. But when the weeds come up and it gets real thick and nasty, I'm gonna lean towards that 7.4 heavy. Right now, we're on a sand, shallow rock banks where these docks are, so I don't really have any of that vegetation to get around, and the 7.1 medium heavy Pro G2 does a great job pulling fish from the cover. I got a KastKing Speed Demon Elite bait casting reel. It's 10:5:1, super fast gear ratio. It allows me to hook the fish, get them cranked out to the open water, do the fighting there, and then when I am flipping and pitching a lot of this stuff, it's only a couple cranks and I'm back in and back out again, so it makes me more efficient. 20-pound KastKing, 100% fluorocarbon. This is a covert fluorocarbon there. I like the 20-pound. Sometimes it can be overkill, but I like to keep the same size line all throughout the year. My name's Ethen Preston, a KastKing Pro Team member here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me see in the comments, maybe this is a pattern that you've seen before, that you fished before, or what are your favorite dock fishing baits? I'd really like to see that in the comments and what you guys think and stuff like that. Be sure to check out all the other KastKing videos, a bunch of cool people doing a bunch of cool things all across the country. So until next time, thanks for watching.